Now, Larry Elder, radio host of the Larry Elder Show. Your thoughts on Don Lemon?
It's pretty pathetic, but all he's doing is following Joe Biden's lead. Let's remember the president referred to Kyle Rittenhouse as a white supremacist, and so that's the line. Karen Bass is a black member of the House. She's from California, and she referred to the weapon that Kyle Rittenhouse had, the AR-15, as an automatic weapon. And remember, the media reported very widely that Kyle Rittenhouse, that Jacob Blake, that sparked all of this, was unarmed. That's the black man who was shot in the back in Kenosha that sparked all these protests and riots and looting. He was, of course, not unarmed. He admitted that he was not unarmed. He admitted he dropped the gun, dropped the knife, rather, picked it up, and that he, quote, wasn't thinking clearly when he did it, and also opposed the riots that took place in Kenosha. So after he got shot and had some reflection, he's been one of the more sensible people in this whole drama. Speaking of which, how did this become a referendum, Jesse, on race relations? Rittenhouse is white. The three people that were shot, two of whom were shot fatally, are white. The judge is white. From what I can tell, all the prosecution team is white. The defense team is white. About the only two black people in the courthouse are the black juror and Al Sharpton. How did this thing become a referendum on race relations?
Well, here's why it did, because a white teenager interfered with a racial riot. That's why. You can't interfere with mob justice. You're supposed to lay back and watch the city burn. So obviously you have to be a racist if you're going to try to protect businesses from being torched by Black Lives Matter activists. It's interesting, Larry, that the left, like Lemon, has to resort to a hypothetical. Well, what if Kyle Rittenhouse was black? Well, he's not black. They just deal with the facts of the case. The facts of the case aren't good for the left because they want this kid cooked. So they have to just create like a fake story in order to justify their argument.
Well, that's right. He's been likened to Bull Connor. That's the Democrat Southern sheriff that sicked water hoses and dogs on civil rights workers. These people were not civil rights workers. They were looters, they were rioters, they were protests, and that's why Kyle Rittenhouse went there. So the analogy is completely ridiculous. All these guys have is a race card. And a black Democrat activist has argued that employers ought to allow black people off from work in the event that the verdict goes different than they wanted to go, I guess because of their mental anguish. Black people are going to be so distraught if this man is found not guilty, they need to have some days off from work, said this guy named Gregory McKelvey. By the way, how many white people got the day off when O.J. Simpson was acquitted from murdering two white people with evidence so acute he did everything but leave his business card at the crime scene? How many white people called in sick that day? I mean, it's insulting the way they've played the race card in this thing.
I'm pro days off, so I don't know about all that. If anybody gets a day off, I think we should all get a day off, no matter what color we are. Listen to Joy Reid. I got to show you this. She wants this kid locked up more than anybody, Larry. Listen to what she said about his testimony.
To the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, it reminded a lot of people of something, the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, in which Brett Kavanaugh cried his way through the hearings. In America, there's a thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears.
Well, I didn't know tears had a sex or a gender. Did you, Larry?
Jesse, consider the source. Joy Reid is a woman who wrote in her blog how much she disliked homosexuals, that she wasn't going to see the movie Brokeback Mountain because she doesn't want to see men kissing, denied that she wrote this, claimed she was hacked. NBC did an investigation, forensic investigation, found out she wasn't hacked, and then she said she doesn't really realize that she was writing these things, and I apologize. I mean, consider the source. This is a race card player. There's 1 million of them on CNB, on MSNBC, Hee Haw, and she's one of a bunch of them. That's what they do. That's how they roll. It's pathetic. Racism has never been a less significant factor in American life. After Obama got elected with a higher percentage of the white vote, by the way, than John Kerry did 4 years earlier, I kind of thought this was done. But they're pulling out the race card because Donald Trump got 12% of the black vote. That's a 50% increase over what he got in 2016, and they are scared to death, so they're doubling down on stuff like critical race theory and reparations. It's pathetic.
Well, I wanted to show us a lot of footage of AOC crying at the border and Barack Obama getting choked up and I think Joe Biden's white, and we have footage of him crying, too. So we're not going to show you guys a bunch of footage of people crying. A lot of white tears, black tears, Hispanic tears. Doesn't matter. People cry. We get emotional, right, Larry? Even Larry Elder cries. I'm sure.
And Jesse, don't forget, apparently Kamala Harris's aides have accused Joe Biden, wait for it, of being a racist because he's favoring Pete Buttigieg over her. So the race card is flying at the West Wing of the White House as well.
That's right. It's the only card they have left to play. Larry Elder, thank you for coming on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.